You are listening to 5 Star Wrestling Podcast.
All right, welcome everybody to another exciting episode of 5 Star Wrestling Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Eddie, and as always with me,
Juicy Josh.
Devin.
Why you always
the always excited Devin.
Yeah, Devin. Why don't you put some enthusiasm to your voice?
This is episode 12, baby.
12.
Is it?
This is episode 12.
12.
We are in double digits.
We were in double digits at 10.
That's true.
Ty Dillinger.
Way
Was
past
it
that now.
The dirty dozen.
That's it. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Gross.
Devin did something.
Yeah, he did. All right.
I do a lot.
He does, sometimes. It is time for some announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please?
I had the flu.
Is that wrestling related?
No.
That was a good intro.
You did have the flu, though. You were basically dying, right?
Yeah, I had an IV, which is nice. You know, it's always good to get charged $100 million for water into your veins.
How much was it? It wasn't that much.
No, of course not, but it's probably going to be
Dude,
like
you-
$300.
Oh, you haven't got your bill yet?
No, without insurance, though, it's going to cost... Like, if I didn't
More
have
than
insurance...
Oh, but you do have health insurance.
Yeah, I do
Okay,
have health
good.
insurance.
It would be
Jesus
more
Christ.
than that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous
It's-
for water.
Did
into
you
your
just get
veins.
it done at work?
No, I went to urgent care.
That was your first mistake.
Right?
They're good there.
Really?
Yeah.
I went there with a pinched nerve.
In Norwood?
No, where's the... What's that mall?
Shout out to Norwood then.
What's that mall with Dave and Buster's?
Providence Place?
No, it's in Mass. It's got Dave and Buster's. It's
Oh, I know
got
what you're talking
Uno's.
about,
It's
yeah.
huge.
That's
There's
in
Braintree? It's the
Braintree.
Braintree. I think it's Braintree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Across from that was the urgent care. I went in there with a pinched nerve. She didn't even look at my shoulder, like move it, anything. Didn't have me take it out of my sweatshirt. She was just like, "All right, just don't go to work for the next 2 days."
Are you sure you didn't go to Robert Kraft's Asian massage parlor?
I did not. That's in Florida.
No.
You know, it could have been worse. You could have gone to Dirty Sturdy with a broken bone in your wrist, and they just basically let you go home with nothing.
I
Sturdy's
went
terrible.
to Sturdy for my broken ankle, which Josh probably remembers from high school.
Oh, I do remember that.
And it was snapped. It was fucking snapped. They handed me crutches, and they were like,
Just a sprain.
it's badly sprained. You have to be on crutches for 8 weeks. I was like, 8 weeks and badly sprained? That doesn't add up, sir.
Yeah, right?
8 weeks, it was mangled. I had to go to PT for years afterwards.
Yeah, they told me I had a bruised bone in my wrist. And then I was like, okay, but then why can't I move my hand? Right? Like, why is it perfectly, like, sitting in a position, and when I try to, like, open my hand, it hurts? Oh, it's just because it's badly bruised. I'm like, oh, okay.
Badly bruised my ass. I had to get
Yeah.
2 x-rays because the first one, there was too much blood clotting. They couldn't make out what anything was.
Same here when I
Jesus.
I was
sprained
like-
my ankle.
Yeah, well, yours was a sprain, though.
I know, but mine was fun.
Yours was gross.
We went
but
to watch wrestling that night. I took a piss, and that was like the worst piss of my life.
Did
My
you-
ankle was killing me.
we were at our buddy's house. Back when pay-per-views were like $60 a pop, we'd show up with 20s.
Yeah, just to watch. I remember those days.
So much money.
But the reason I brought up the flu is if you hear me cough, I can't help it.
And we're all going to die.
I'm gonna die.
All right.
I'm gonna contaminate this
Give
whole
you a
fucking
give you a
place.
Michael Cole
Yeah.
glass box.
There you go. All right, so for the announcements, I just wanted to take the time to thank Alexander Wolf for everything he's done in the WWE and for entertaining us during his time in Sanity, whether it was in NXT or the brief times that we saw them on the main roster. Thank you very much, and I look forward to whatever you do in the future.
I heard he's going back to NXT.
Really?
Really?
That's what I heard. I don't know.
Because that's very different than getting
He said goodbye to
released.
WWE. I don't think he got released.
NXT is still WWE.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's silly when people say like
I get that, but I heard that's what I've heard.
goodbye
online.
WWE. I'm gonna go to your another thing owned by WWE.
Yeah, I'm going to go to your territorial.
Until I see a confirmed report that Alexander Wolf has been released, I'm gonna say he's going to NXT.
All right.
If I were him, I would just.
I would
why
leave
would
too,
yeah?
yeah.
Why would you
I would
want
leave, yeah. I
He's-
mean,
NXT's great, but like you already. Why do you want to go
You already
back?
been
You
there, done
repackage
that.
yourself as a singles wrestler, I guess. But like,
maybe.
I don't see him as a good singles wrestler. I don't see them
unfortunately,
giving him
you're
a good
right.
gimmick for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right, I also wanted to take the time to thank Luke Harper Now, we all know that his release is pending, but I wanted to thank him for all the great years of entertainment he's provided us, whether it was as part of the Wyatt family or during his singles run, which included an amazing ladder match against Dolph Ziggler at TLC 2014, or even as a part of the ladder match at WrestleMania 31.
The opener.
Yeah, he has always reminded us of how great he was as a singles wrestler. And he just reminded me of a modern-day Bruiser Brody.
Yeah, he named his kid Brody.
Which is cool.
Independent name is Brody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Good for Brody. He was trending on Twitter.
Who,
Brody.
Was he?
Yeah. After Luke Harper announced his, he wanted to be released, it was trending online, on Twitter.
Rumor has it he could be going to AEW.
That's the rumor for everybody leaving.
I guess he has a friend
behind
the scenes.
I guarantee he's going, but that's just what they say about everybody.
All right.
Either NXT or AEW. Nobody wants ROH or TNA anymore.
I wouldn't mind seeing him in ROH, to be honest.
No, I wouldn't.
Where he came from.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mention TNA again, please.
Yeah, never.
TNA.
Impact Wrestling. Thank you.
It's garbage is what it is.
Garbage, right?
I heard it's getting better from the wrestlers who worked there.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've
well,
all heard that before.
I haven't checked out live Twitch yet to see their matches, so...
Does the Twitch even work?
Yeah, it actually does.
Okay.
So this is the first time that I'm doing this on the show.
Birthdays.
No.
Okay.
This one is different. This is the Idiot of the Week.
Yay.
All right, and I am naming Gianni Sosa of Miami.
One of our listeners.
Right, as the Idiot of the Week, because Gianni was not only arrested for attempting to hit his school principal with an RKO, but he was also arrested for delivering an RKO to a fake alligator.
Why did he get arrested for RKOing a fake alligator?
Because it cost $3,690.
He destroyed it.
And it was from a mall.
After he was released from the principal incident, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't the principal get arrested for sandbagging him?
Yeah, I think so a little bit. You should have taken it.
Take it like a man.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Is it a lady principal or a man principal?
It was
Man
a
principal.
guy. But
Right. Take it like a man.
He countered it, but not like in a cool way.
Then Stone Cold Stunner.
Nothing. No, he just called the cops like every white male.
What a
I
dick.
know. What a jerk.
White privilege.
Jeez. Anyways, let's get into the birthdays. I want to wish a happy birthday
Wait. Is it
to Devin.
If it's Devin's birthday?
No, it's in November.
Okay.
But I want to wish a happy birthday to Kurt Hawkins, Brutus Beefcake, Jay Lethal, Nikki Cross, Chucky T, Terry Gordy, John Cena, Dominic Dijakovic, and Moose.
Moose, is he still relevant?
In
He's
TNA?
TNA. He's the Ric Flair of TNA.
What?
I don't know. He wears robes. I see that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Christ.
So speaking of Twitter, you can follow us on Twitter at the number 5_star podcast.
The number 5?
That is the number 5.
Are you sure?
I am definitely sure.
Okay.
And then you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. It's both the same. It's at 5-Star Wrestling Podcast.
Do you spell it out?
You do spell it out.
The number 5?
The number 5.
But you spell it out, not the number 5.
No, you spell it out.
Okay.
All right.
Christ. Even I don't know.
All right. With that being said, let's get into Juicy Josh's top 5 moments of Raw and SmackDown.
Keep it juicy. Juicy Josh's top 5. Oh! All right. We got the Raw top 5 going first. And for number 5, it's Aleister Black, Ricochet, Ryder and Hawkins versus the Revival. And I refuse to call them this.
No, you have to.
No, War Raiders.
We don't know who that is.
We'll put it in quotes. The Viking Experience. End
Okay,
quote.
Thank you.
Awful name. What is going on with Vince McMahon and name changing?
They don't want the term war on.
They call Ember Moon.
I know, which is
Yeah, the
everybody's
war
argument
goddess, right?
against it.
Doesn't make sense.
I know, but that's the only thing I can think of. What else can you
Why was it allowed in NXT, not WWE?
They got the single name.
You just told me NXT is the same as WWE.
It is owned by the same. They got the single name treatment too, which if that's the case, they could have just been Hanson and Rowe.
Eric and Ivor.
Well, I'm saying
It's Ivar.
They could have just been
Ivar and Eric.
They could have just been Hanson and Rowe
I
if they
agree.
wanted the one name thing. But
So did they not want Hanson because of the band?
Probably, because they're very similar.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the lore and the name Hanson
He
is
looks
what
like
got
he
them.
ate the band Hanson.
Yeah.
Damn it. But it was a good match. The Viking Experience did well. I mean,
Were they heels?
yeah, they were heels. They seemed like they were had a little trouble getting into it in the beginning, but they really caught fire and did well at the end.
You know how to get them over?
Oh, Devin.
Give them the tag titles within a month.
What's
Yeah.
your idea of how to change their name, Devin?
No, because it should have just stayed the same.
All right,
No, I'm just-
we'll talk about this later because I have a question about this.
But I just want to know what Devin's name change for them was.
The War Raiders.
No, the VX what?
Oh, they could just shorten it to VXP,
Yeah,
which sounds a little.
less dumb.
Yeah, it's a little
And the
cool. You
Viking
can get a
Experience,
VXP
which
chant
sounds
going.
like a ride at Six Flags.
Yeah,
You can get a VXP chant going, and it
Does sound
sounds
like
a
a
little
roller coaster.
better. Make a nice T-shirt.
roller coaster going downhill and exploding.
Anyway,
Okay, cool.
anyway.
All right, number 4. The Usos come into Raw. Like they're gonna have a great feud with the Revival.
Did I say that last week?
I believe so.
I believe
Oh,
you did.
and did both of you tell me no?
No,
I think so.
no, I think I
No,
did.
you both did.
I don't remember.
I might have been the one that said no.
Play the clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll play. The
All right,
clip.
we'll play the clip.
All right.
Thanks.
But the Usos are a young tag team. They should have beat the Hardys to be
to Raw.
put over.
The Usos will go to Raw.
I disagree because we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
get to that. Believe me, we'll get to that.
The Usos are going to Raw, homeboy.
No way.
Nah, dog.
Oh, so what you guys just heard
But-
was me being right.
Okay, well, Devin's wrong, so fuck him. Even if he's right, he's wrong. Gable is now on SmackDown. That's a good move, but
I agree.
and the end of Rude and Gable, but that was a good final match for them. They didn't really. I mean, they won a tag team championship, so it's not like
Do
they
you
did nothing.
Do you think now there's too many people on SmackDown that are like the Mustafa Ali? Like, they're never going to win a world title, but they're kind of there. They're like that underdog, smaller guy who gets put into matches. Like, he got to put into a match with Finn. He's clearly never going to beat Finn for the IC title. I don't think I would see it. But now we have Gable. Like, do we have too many of these
I mean,
people that you know aren't going to necessarily win? Because Ali's a special character on SmackDown.
Here's my thing. Like, I see, like, Gable.
What do you
It's
see
Buddy
him doing?
It's Buddy Murphy, too, right?
What do you
Yeah,
see?
with the
What do you
SmackDown.
see Gable doing?
I
I
love
guess?
It's Intercontinental title or that's best. IC belt. I don't see
Right, but
anything.
I don't see him beating Finn.
No, but I think Finn's gonna eventually drop the title to somebody and go for the world title.
I think they got a bunch of new guys coming over to SmackDown that could potentially be mid-card champions. I don't see them necessarily being world champions, but the SmackDown roster's pretty thin right now, so it could happen where one of them wins a world title eventually, but doesn't hold it too long.
I don't see any sort of.
I never see Buddy
I
Murphy,
don't see what they could throw Gable. I don't know what the. It's cool he's on SmackDown. Do we not see
I think
him
he's
for
gonna
it?
get put into another tag team, to be honest.
I can see that happening
I mean-
too. I don't know what he's kind of that versatile guy. Like, hey, we need a
Great
throwaway
wrestler,
IC title storyline, but we'll have a great match. I
True,
feel like that's kind of
true.
his role right now.
I just think he's so much better off on 205 Live, and
Yeah,
I keep saying that every week also, but WWE's not listening.
I mean,
Listen to the
will
5-Star
Jason
Podcast.
Jordan ever come back?
I don't see it. I thought if he was healthy, he probably would have been Angle's final opponent, but
So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this picture of all the people that were thrown on to SmackDown during the shakeup, and the only person or people that I see being potential world title contenders out of any of them is obviously Roman Reigns. You know he's going to get a shot,
He's gonna win it this year.
probably.
he's gonna win it next week.
You got Finn, who I definitely believe could be a potential contender,
Definitely.
course.
and then somehow I feel like Lars Sullivan's going to get thrown in there.
Yeah, definitely.
And then other than that, I see Apollo Crews.
Maybe.
Nah, I mean, I just see Apollo Crews, Buddy Murphy. I see,
I mean, that would be a
Gable
great-
and them just being mid-card guys.
It'd be a great intercontinental feud if we kind of play. You know how we had Joe Andrade, Truth, and all them like scrambling every week, hot potato kind of thing. It would be it'd be great again.
I thought it would have been more beneficial for Andrade to stay on SmackDown. Maybe like Lashley come to Raw. Come to SmackDown.
I'd
also.
love Andrade to challenge Seth.
Yeah, that's true.
I do love that
fantastic
too.
Match.
I do love that
Never
too.
had that.
No. So that could be a potential.
It is a throwaway, but Andrade still looks great.
I mean, when
Daniel
Bryan comes back, he'll be another good guy to
in the main event spot for SmackDown. Yeah, SmackDown's main event scene I feel like is a little crowded.
SmackDown's?
SmackDown's, yeah.
They got Orton, Joe.
Well, that's true. Yeah, Joe is gonna go to Monday Night Raw. I don't know if it's official, but
I bet just because Finn's on SmackDown with the IC title. So
yeah.
And Joe vs. Braun would be a great first time singles feud.
Yeah, I agree.
Not that I like Strowman in a U.S. title match, but
I mean, at least he's gonna win a title.
Maybe.
Possibly.
I would hope so. Like
we all thought he was gonna win the Universal title 16 times.
Yeah.
Now he has even a better chance now with Roman on SmackDown.
That's true as
and
well.
Lesnar gone.
Yeah. All right.
All right, we're gonna go on to number 3. It's a big one. Lacey Evans has finally made her way to the ring.
She found
Hallelujah.
it. She found it. God damn it.
Good for her.
I knew she would. Was Natalya hurt after that moonsault?
I don't know. I think it just took the wind out of her.
I didn't read a single thing about her being hurt, which is very surprising because she got fucked.
Yeah, she did.
I still like the moonsault.
I love the moonsault.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's way better than the woman's right.
That went down to a signature move.
Didn't we talk about this last week where we said the women's right just could be a setup move for like a finisher, and she did just
how
that.
Alexa Bliss was using it. I still wanted to have a submission and have it called women's suffrage.
I think she should.
It's just common sense.
Right.
And then you tap out to the women's suffrage.
Yes.
Because women don't suffer anymore. It's 2019.
That's not what women's suffrage means.
I don't know what it means.
Oh my god. Go ahead.
Number 2 is Andrade versus Finn. That was a great match. I love that Andrade won. I think that going into that Sunday special with Roman Reigns and with the Shield special, that Finn's going to defend his title against Andrade and lose.
What is that about? Is that live?
I don't think it's gonna, because if Joe moves to Raw, then what would be the point of Finn losing the belt? Then you would still have 2 belts.
Oh, so Andrade. Yeah, Andrade's drafted to Raw.
I know he is, but that's what they were talking about. So maybe he's going to face somebody on SmackDown. I don't know.
It's silly. Is that live?
Yeah.
He should face Buddy Murphy.
Where is it and what is it called? I don't know why I don't know.
It's a Shield special.
Yeah, that's all.
Give me a
it's
fucking
called.
break.
They're,
all right.
They're facing McIntyre, Corbin, and Bobby Lashley for their first
Why?
match.
I don't know.
Because that's the new
They
Shield.
really loved Dean, huh? They're giving him all of this as a goodbye.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let me ask you something. With all of this, right?
No,
seriously. Do you really think Dean is actually going? I mean, if they
he
keep,
has to now.
Yeah.
I know, but
This is
still,
his final
like,
match.
oh man,
He had a final match like at
how many
Fastlane.
final matches is he gonna have?
One
Many as he
more.
needs.
Yeah,
One more
and after this, we're gonna be like, one more match, Dean, one more.
One more match.
Then all of a sudden it'll be August and SummerSlam.
He'll get
Dean,
the
this will
pin.
be your final match.
He'll get the pin on Lashley.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see.
So you think he's gonna win his last match?
Yes.
Yeah, the Shield's gonna get their big thing.
Yes.
I agree.
I don't know. I think Corbin needs a push. I'm just kidding. All right, my number 1 is AJ Styles coming to Raw. That's a huge get for Raw. He's definitely going to be a main event player for them.
Yeah, he's the best in the world.
Oh,
No, Daniel Bryan's the best in the world right now.
actually, Shane McMahon is the best in the world.
He has the trophy to prove it.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Him, Roman, and Rollins beat Lashley, Corbin, and McIntyre, like we were just talking about. I don't know why they're going to have another match against the Shield.
Oh, they deserve it.
But
You know why? Because you would never beat AJ, Seth, and Roman.
true.
That's
I'm
true.
I'm not a big fan of fucking McIntyre losing every week.
No kidding. Who took the pin?
No, Lashley.
No, that's safe.
Yeah, he got
You're a
curb stomped.
huge fucking athletic monster of a guy.
He was going for the pin.
Oh yeah, he got curb
AJ,
stomped,
and then,
speared, and then phenomenal forearm.
Phenomenal forearm, yeah.
So I don't stay up to watch these things. So I fucking woke up, checked my phone. Josh was giving us the results, and said, "Holy shit!" Post match, AJ turned on Rollins and held up the belt after, and I lost my mind. Then I watched Raw. Never happened. waiting for it to happen. I thought maybe it happened after, and I googled nothing. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, I felt like not updating that. Like I was like, you know what? I could say Josh, you're
I
full
was
of
so
shit.
pumped
but, like,
because
That's why I
that is a
specifically mentioned
dream.
Devin.
yeah,
That is
that's why I
a
was like, I'll
dream
leave it.
match.
I knew he was asleep, so I said Devin specifically to make sure that he was the only one who thought about it. I wanted to see his reaction, and thank God he believed me because it was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
You should have taken a video of it.
I know. I wish.
I was really excited because that
That
match
would have been awesome if that,
that
happened.
match will happen.
Though. Yeah.
We'll plant the seeds for it. It will happen eventually,
I just
and it's
planted the
going
seeds.
to be phenomenal.
SummerSlam.
Yeah. Probably.
That's an easy That's
No.
a WrestleMania main event.
That is
honestly.
actually a
No
WrestleMania.
pun intended.
Go on to SmackDown.
Yes.
SmackDown Live, top 5. Yeah. Alright, number 5 is the weird tag team of Asuka and Kairi Sane together. I don't understand that one. I guess it's for Io Shirai to come up in the ranks in NXT.
Get her singles push, yeah.
But they had a pretty good match, teaming with Ember Moon and Bayley and facing the new tag team on SmackDown, the Iconics, and the new tag team on SmackDown, Ed's girl Mandy and Sonya Deville.
Every week I'm falling in and I'm like falling out of love with her character.
Oh damn, Ed! What's
Like
going on
every
with
week,
you?
no, I kept knowing it. Like it's like
You're realizing she's terrible.
yeah, like you're like when you first see her, you're like in like the honeymoon stage. So it's like, oh my god, she's the best thing ever, and then like all of
I
a sudden
don't
every week you notice how awkward she is.
I don't think I ever went through that with a women's wrestler before, but
I have many a times.
that's awesome. And then you just fall out of love with them.
Yeah.
Come on,
yeah.
Ed.
I'm not so sure.
keep a girl.
I'm not so sure. I'm high on this tag team that Paige chose, but we'll get into that later.
She's gonna be managing them. It's so weird.
I know. It just I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll
See
see.
how it works.
Maybe she turns on them and comes back to wrestling.
I wish.
Number 4 is Finn coming to SmackDown as their big acquisition and beating Ali in a good match. Why isn't Mustafa
match.
Ali doing the reverse 450 anymore?
Well, he went for it, but Finn was gonna roll out of the way, so he can't. I mean, he could have gone for it and landed on his chest, but it didn't. You saw how the finish was, right?
Yeah, he did the 450, went on his feet, and
Rolled
then got
out of the way,
fucking
got
drop kicked.
Imagine him doing the 050.
The coup de grace.
No, imagine Ali doing his finisher the way he normally does.
I know, but still.
It wouldn't have. It just wouldn't have
yeah,
worked.
he can't
They
get the
did it.
same-
They did it perfectly. They timed it perfectly.
I
It was
agree,
so
but
fluid.
he hasn't done the 054 in a while.
Next week.
Yeah.
We'll see. Number 3 is Lars Sullivan taking out R-Truth. And lately, he's been taking out the WWE TNA roster and the Over 40 Club. I don't know what he has, if he's ever going to mention that, but I expect him to go after another old TNA original next
He
week.
attacked Ray.
I said Over 40.
You're. It's like
Yeah,
saying
but R-Truth was in TNA at one time.
Yeah.
It's like saying he's attacked just males.
Well, he's attacked the Hardys, R-Truth,
He's making statements.
Kurt Angle.
It has nothing to. I don't think there's a. I think you're looking for a trend, but I don't think there is one.
It's a Twitter trend.
I think it's random.
It is random, but still, they're obviously never going to mention that. But he's a monster right now. I believe he should be world champion in no more than 8 months.
2 years.
No, thank you.
Who? No, thank you to who?
Lars.
Yeah, I'm kind of at that point too.
At all?
Yeah, no thank
Not
you.
right now, bruh.
I think in 2 years.
I say 8 months. He'll be world champion.
By the end of this year.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on.
Yeah, we'll see. I get points for that. Are we doing a point system now for the pay-per-views?
We are.
Oh, we gotta figure that out.
fancy.
When's Money in the Bank? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
So that'd be fun.
I got time.
Alright, number 2 is Elias being the big SmackDown edition, but then the real big edition came out, and that was Roman Reigns, Superman punching Vince McMahon, and
Yeah, what was that about?
I don't know.
You can just do that?
Yeah, but Vince McMahon
Kevin Owens did it.
took that Superman punch better than Rusev
He's a face.
took a stunner.
Rusev. Did you see the tweet he sent out?
Yeah, about the stunner.
There's a clip of Austin stunning Vince, and he folded over
Yeah, see, he's
Austin
like
like
the
that.
boss.
So he was like, he's not
dead
just my
fish.
boss, he's my like idol. And then he,
And then Owen saying that he won with a snapmare.
Yeah, right.
Thanks to Bodie for that one.
No
So
kidding.
you got your shout out this week.
yeah, so shut the fuck up.
All right, number 1, the Big O. If you don't know who that is, that's Kevin Owens.
Gyrating.
Gyrating.
Mm.
Doing the New Day introduction. Great, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Can we add that to the? No, we probably can't because then it won't be.
Yeah.
But that's dumb. Check our Twitter out for that one. The number 5 podcast, right?
Yeah, the number 5
Okay.
underscore star podcast.
Thank you. And they beat Cesaro with Sheamus out with a concussion, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Rusev. It was a pretty good match. I mean, I was expecting KO to turn at the end, but obviously he doesn't do well with friendships.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, he does not do well with friendships at all.
Poor
Well,
Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either. Jericho broke his heart.
How?
I don't know.
He
Pretty
broke
sure.
Jericho's heart.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
That's why Jericho went to AEW because of Kevin Owens.
Yeah, exactly.
It's logical.
That should be
Right.
a story. All right. That's it. Ed?
All right. So with that being said, time
Good
for
segue.
questions.
Questions.
All right. So we kind of talked about it a little bit, but let's touch upon it again. What was the biggest disappointment in your opinion from the Superstar shakeup, and what was your favorite thing about the Superstar shakeup?
My biggest disappointment is Roman Reigns going to SmackDown
Why?
because he's just going to take away so much from the rest of the roster. I hate it.
I agree. I feel he's going to kill Kofi's momentum.
Yeah.
He's not challenging Kofi.
We'll
he hasn't
see about
started
that.
anything yet. It's the first week. He's just hit Vince.
He's gonna fight Orton.
Probably, but eventually he's going to get to the world
Like
title.
we haven't seen that match before.
It's been a while.
Okay, but
But
still.
I don't know. I know that Roman's beating everybody on Raw, and for him to go to SmackDown, it's better. But I just not a fan of it.
Peyton.
My favorite acquisition for the Superstar shakeup is probably the Usos going to Raw. They get a lot of fresh matchups on Raw. The Viking Experience, as I roll my eyes. The Revival, just be great matchups for them. So it's cool.
Yeah, I guess the only thing I was disappointed with was Black and Ricochet staying together, which
Yeah, I agree.
if they did that and there's a heel turn and there's a reason, that's fine, but I do prefer them as singles wrestlers, and I think Black should go right to the main event.
I agree.
Black
I
versus
agree.
Rollins, I
Yeah,
mean,
that would've
oh
been
my
fire.
god.
That's straight
Oh my
fire.
god.
So Devin, before you mention your favorite part of the Superstar shakeup, I want to mention that the unannounced Heavy Machinery went to SmackDown. If you want to pick them,
Thank God you put that bug in my ear, because
Yeah,
that's
right.
who I'm going with. No, you fuck.
Are they finally out of main event status?
I guess.
My favorite switch was probably AJ to Ross, simply because we will get AJ versus Rollins
Yeah, that'd
at
be
some
great.
point.
See,
Assuming everything goes well, there's no injuries.
see
The
that to
internet
me.
has wanted that for years.
Listen, to me, that was the best acquisition of the whole thing.
That's what I said, bruh.
No, I know, but I'm saying like everything else, in
Ed's
my
choice.
opinion, has been shitty.
Bruh.
Ooh.
No.
You're gonna pick
no.
the whole Superstar shakeup.
The
as
whole
shitty?
Superstar shakeup sucked. And let me tell you why. Because there really wasn't that much of a shakeup, if you think about it. Take it for instance,
SmackDown-
Aleister Black, Ricochet. They were on NXT. Okay? They've been floating around from Raw and SmackDown. Oh, finally we picked a home for them. Cool. All right? Lacey Evans floating around from Raw and SmackDown. Oh, guess what? We just picked a home for her. Cool.
Did EC3 get a home? Because it's first.
Finally on
I
Raw.
think it's Raw.
There's another one, okay? Andrade, cool, that was awesome. Yeah, I can dig him being on Raw as well.
God, you just.
Cedric Alexander, I feel like they're gonna bury him, and he's just gonna be a mid-card person for even though he's an awesome wrestler.
I could see him being the Ali of Raw.
Yeah, but and then so I think the three best acquisitions for Raw was the Usos, AJ Styles, and Andrade.
Yeah.
Those are your 3 best.
For Raw or
For
everything?
Raw. For Raw.
But the Raw roster mostly got male superstars, and
Yeah, and
the
then
SmackDown got
got...
most of the women.
And why are you breaking up the Riot Squad?
Why are you breaking up the Sky Pirates?
They haven't really. The Riot Squad really hasn't done.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I don't
do you
like the
know?
Riot
Do you
Squad.
realize what you're doing?
Yeah,
You're sticking Liv Morgan with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
I hope not.
That's fine. Sarah Logan looked great at Mania. She
No,
should have won that on her own, and Ruby Riot's phenomenal.
Yeah,
on
I
her
think
own.
they'll have a good feud between Sarah Logan and Ruby Riot.
Listen, I agree, but I don't know. And then Mickey James,
No one cares about
whatever. You know, then you break up the Rockin', not the Rockin' Sock, the Boston Hug Connection. You break them up.
I don't care about that one either.
But I mean, it's just SmackDown kind of like every year during the shakeup, SmackDown gets the short end of the stick. Let's just be honest.
Well, does it matter for women when they get split up because the tag team championships are on both shows?
Yeah, but you're not. But here's my thing: is if you want to establish a tag team division, then you've got to keep some of these teams together.
They kept Mandy and Sonya together.
Okay, so we're gonna keep Fire and Desire together.
That's what they're called.
Yeah,
Oh God.
and then
Oh god.
so okay, there's
You
a
got
team for the
Bayley and-
Iconics.
Bailey and Naomi tagging, I guess.
No.
No, Naomi's on Raw now
Yeah, Bailey's on SmackDown.
Oh, when did they team together?
On Monday, you fuck.
on Monday.
I thought they teamed together on
Devin,
Tuesday.
are you paying attention anymore?
No.
Okay.
All right, but you know, I
You
wasn't.
just got Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
With Paige match.
but Asuka was already on SmackDown.
Yeah, that was just weird that they announced like a brand new tag team of two new superstars coming to SmackDown, and then you pick somebody that's already on SmackDown.
Yeah, that's already on the roster.
Yeah.
See, it would have been cooler if it was Io Shirai and Kairi Sane,
Well then,
Obviously.
your
because
women's
you would have the
division,
Sky
your
Pirates.
top women main event in NXT just got cut in half from 4 to 2.
Well, what's the main event? What's the main event scene in NXT? We got Bianca Belair, Io Shirai now.
Yep. You still have
Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler.
Candice LeRae can come up.
Yep.
She hasn't
You got-
even had.
what's
she,
it?
she
saying,
hasn't
they-
even had a takeover.
Yeah, but you can
match
start.
or-
But you can start planting the
Right,
seed
yeah,
now,
you
like
can,
with
but
Casey
you can't-
Catanzaro.
You can't plant the seed after
Casey
you get rid of
Catanzaro.
everybody. You got to do it before.
Well, no, you
Is my
got.
point.
No, I get it,
But
but
now
I'm
that
just
the
saying,
roster's thinning out, you can start
building up the
building
next crop.
Like the main event scene is not that big in NXT right now, but they got Dijakovic,
Dijakovic.
Dijakovic, Keith Lee,
Perfect.
Matt Riddle, Velveteen.
Yeah.
And Dijakovic, by the way, called out Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great matchup.
So, you know, that's going to be
Definitely.
awesome.
So we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see where it goes. NXT can't. I mean, this got Swerve, Shane Strickland. They just
Which is
got
awesome. Kushida.
Garza.
Kushida. Yeah, those three are nuts.
Garza's gonna be
Those
Yeah,
three
Yeah,
are
it's going to be
nuts.
awesome.
too,
Yeah,
yeah.
so telling you, NXT will keep thriving.
Yeah, as long as AEW doesn't start thinning out their roster too.
I know. All right.
As long as the wrestlers don't go on strike for being independent contractors.
True.
Did you guys watch that John Oliver special yet? Devin?
No.
No, I gotta watch that too.
We were supposed to talk about this.
I know.
week.
We'll talk about it next week.
That's what we're gonna say every week.
I know, right? All right, let's move on. So we all know that we generally would want the War Raiders to have stayed with that name. It's true. But the other option that was greenlit right before Raw started was the name the Berserkers.
Awful. Not even worse. Just the same amount of awful.
Yeah, but okay. So, but would you have rather gone with that name? So, say your only two options are the Viking Experience and the Berserkers. What are you picking?
The juicy experience.
There you go.
You're picking the Viking experience.
I
Over the Berserkers?
Yes, that's terrible. What is that? What is that?
Actually,
Berserkers.
actually was the name of a former wrestler in the 1980s and early 90s,
Yeah,
the Berserker.
Pay
It
attention.
sounds like something an 8-year-old comes up with.
Okay.
Both do.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I think
The
both
lesser
do.
of two evils.
True.
VXE.
Yeah,
Huh?
Send it.
VXE.
send it.
What's VXE?
I don't know.
Viking
like
Experience.
VXP.
VXP.
VXP. whatever.
God damn, grow up.
I said P.
Really?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Luckily, I mean, none of this is recorded, so we can't go back
You
and
can't
find
know.
out you're a liar.
No,
Yeah,
I said
right.
P. I was just misunderstood
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
by myself included.
English isn't my first language, so you're right.
It's
Okay.
true. All right, after finding out at WrestleMania that they told Sasha and Bayley they were dropping the titles, but that they were also splitting up the team, was Sasha's reactions justified or not?
I guess so. I mean, they don't want to be broken up, and they're lying down in the hotel and locker room for a minute. I mean, it's not a big deal. Who cares that they were doing that? Obviously, they're passionate about what they do. I don't see Sasha that great of a wrestler. I don't see Bayley that great of a wrestler. So it's just break them up and see what happens.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think they're great.
I don't.
Do you remember their Brooklyn match?
I mean, they had great matches together, but separately, I haven't seen much of either.
Was it the Iron Woman match, one of the most legendary in NXT?
That was their second match. The one before it was their one in the one before it was their Brooklyn match. I blame it on booking.
Yeah, I guess, but I just
look at remember Sasha and Charlotte's feuds on Raw, like live Raw, changing titles and everything.
But that's
even Hell in a Cell, like that match was amazing.
But as a top talent, you're supposed to have great matches with people who aren't that great. Charlotte's done it.
Yeah, but I think the point.
Asuka's done it.
Yeah, but I think the point you're missing is that she was like, "Hey, we're supposed to get this, title run with the SmackDown with the women's tag team championships to build it up." That's her problem. Is she feels we should have built up these tag team titles and made them legitimate before you gave. Like, I think her problem is that they gave the titles to the Iconics.
I agree that their title reign wasn't long and it should have been longer.
Told last minute.
But I didn't see anything special on Bayley and Sasha together as a tag team.
It's great for a first time, but like,
I don't know.
They weren't as special to me as the Rock and Sock connection.
Of course not.
Like, that was something different, and that was like we both wanted. Like, we all wanted it.
I don't like Bayley's. I don't like anything about Bayley.
They're too similar to come together.
I like Bayley, but I don't like Sasha.
I'm not a fan of Bayley. I don't like her finisher. I don't like her character.
Heel Sasha could run.
Yeah, I think
Raw.
heel Sasha would be better for Raw.
But how about what was it on? Was it on SmackDown when the man looked at her and said, "What did you come here to get your hugs?" And she's like, and then Bayley replied with, "No, I gave all my hugs out on Raw."
Yeah, I guess. And the crowd was booing her on SmackDown too,
which was unbelievable. Yeah, like.
Yeah.
Never saw that coming.
It was Bizarro, Michael.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, Canada's a little different than all the other crowds.
True.
One of the best crowds, though.
True. All right, with all the wrestlers that have shaken up, what feuds are you looking forward to the most and hope that the WWE definitely explores?
Andrade, Rollins, McIntyre, Andrade. AJ Rollins, AJ Andrade, basically anything with Andrade and AJ and Rollins.
Yep, same.
McIntyre.
But I would even say Buddy Murphy, Seth Rollins.
Buddy Murphy's on SmackDown.
Oh.
Yeah. Murphy Finn. I'd like Finn.
Yeah, Murphy Finn. Yeah, I would love that.
Finn Gable, Finn Murphy, Finn anybody for the IC title, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy, Roman Reigns.
No.
I don't see that going well for Buddy Murphy at all.
What does Reigns have for new feuds? Bryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan.
Finn?
No.
Well, yeah, they had the one match on Raw, right? Number one contender?
Yeah, and
3 years
won.
ago.
Finn
yeah,
won.
Finn did win.
So it could be a potential rematch there.
Yeah. I don't know.
I even think Cedric Alexander versus Seth Rollins.
For the women.
Oh, of course. It's Rollins. I watch him wrestle a paper bag every Monday. I don't care.
For the women, Ember Moon coming to SmackDown. I think
versus anybody.
Yeah, I think she'll have some great matches. I don't like her promos, but.
All right, so as we're talking about Ember Moon, let's get into this.
Segue.
Becky Lynch recently made a comment about Lacey Evans' mom maybe having an affair with Ric Flair. And Ember Moon recently called her a bully for some comments she made about hitting Ember so hard that her bestie Alexa would feel it. Ember referring to all the concussion issues that Alexa has suffered over the past, which she basically didn't appreciate. But is Becky taking her internet Twitter trolling too far, or are you getting the popcorn ready?
Unless she mentions anything about dead people and their families, I don't see her going too far. It's just wrestling
No.
Twitter. It's like, who cares?
And it was way worse during
Yeah,
her
attitude
feud
era.
with Ronda.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
That's what I was
her
going to
Twitter
say.
feud
This
was
is like
way
PG
worse.
compared to like.
Yeah, she's not doing anything bad. She's doing well as her persona on Twitter. I like her Twitter better than her promos on SmackDown. But
I'd
that's
have
just
to
me.
agree.
I mean, I don't follow her on Twitter or anything, but I see people retweeting shit sometimes, and it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I
she's
wish
doing-
she would bring a little bit of that too.
I agree. I think she should bring
TV.
some of that fire to SmackDown.
I agree.
Get it? Because her hair is right.
Shh.
That's juicy right there.
Yeah, it is.
Mm.
Speaking of juicy, do you guys believe
Oh
that?
no! Don't.
Is this Mandy
Yes,
Rose?
no. Do you believe that Mickie James getting sent to SmackDown was a way for the WWE to squash the whole MILF experience angle that she talked about?
The what?
The MILF.
Monday
angle.
Night MILF or whatever.
Yeah.
That sounds really dumb.
Well, right.
Well, it
What
is.
the hell is wrong
but-
with her?
Well, she is 39.
She needs to go home.
Trying new things, I guess.
That's
I
just
guess
not
so.
the right new thing to try. How does she think that's ever gonna go over? Who's gonna wear that shirt?
I'd
And
like
it's
her
not
to
even
be
the
in a-
Attitude Era anymore.
I could see her in a tag team on SmackDown, but I don't see her challenging.
But
for
I'm
the
saying,
title.
how would that even work as a gimmick?
It would have worked in the Attitude Era.
But
As a gimmick, she would be the Monday Night MILF. That would be her name.
what, would she bring her kids out?
No. I hope not.
But no,
I would
I'm
hope not
specifically asking, like, what would be the gimmick? What do you guys think would be her gimmick as the
Heel?
Monday Night MILF?
I don't know, man.
What would
like-
she do different that she's doing now? Just by
I
just
think
have
she'd
the
get a
name?
little more provocative, maybe. Like, I don't know.
Well, this
Would
is
she
why it
would
was
she
squashed.
come out? Would she come out with phrases like that? She would tell the crowd, like, "Hey, I'm the mom. You all would love to, whatever." Like,
Would the kids even know what that meant?
probably.
No.
well,
Would you
probably
want to
not.
teach
This
the
is why
kids
it was
that phrase?
squashed.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like that's
Because
yeah.
we're geniuses and we can't think of it.
What
Yeah,
the kids
right.
want? What the moms there?
Well, the writers didn't come up with this. This is Mickie James on her own.
So-
I know, and that was a bad idea.
Would moms actually be wearing these shirts and being like, "I'm the Monday Night MILF now"?
If it was the Attitude Era, they would.
I don't even think in the Attitude Era they would.
They would have explored that all day.
I think the WWE would have explored it, but I don't think it would have sold very well.
Well, we'll see.
How will we see? It's not going to.
We're gonna get a time machine because we got Kushida now. So let's get this done.
Time splitter.
He kept his gimmick, which was nice.
He's a time
That's
splitter.
awesome. That's awesome.
Well, as far as we fucking know, until he gets to Raw and gets his name changed, it's
yeah,
probably
to
be
like,
Takamichi Nuku too.
Christ. Talking Michinoku too?
yeah, there you go. Oh man,
Racist.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
was a little.
Tunaki?
Tunaki. There you go. All
Nice.
right.
To be talking with the voiceover.
Oh my god. Godzilla.
Yo, do you guys
Uh,
remember that when they Kai and Tai used to talk with the
Yeah, with the
Yep.
voiceover.
Oh
Yeah,
my god,
that was
Simpler
awesome.
time back then.
it was entertaining though. I like
It
that.
was
I like
entertaining.
that gimmick.
Yeah, as long as they were on board with it. And
I heard.
Kushida speaks English, doesn't he?
Yeah, I believe so.
I've never had a conversation with him, but
No?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Devin, you go to
Yeah.
indie shows all the time. You haven't had a conversation with him?
I have not.
You know, I was watching this special about wrestling, and it was ESPN doing this report back in the day it was during the Attitude Era, and they were reporting how, like, is wrestling going too far? Is it corrupting kids? And they mentioned that one of the lowest points of a Monday Night Raw was the moment when Kai and Tai had the sword and they were about to
cut Val Venus' pee-pee off.
yeah.
The Yakuza.
So
Didn't that dude die? What's his name?
I think so.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
manager.
believe
forget his
so,
name.
yeah.
Sonny Ono. I don't know. I liked the Kai and Tai gimmick when they were fucked up.
it was cool. It was cool.
And then they had the biker gang and the ministry and
Yeah, the disciples.
the disciples. Isn't one of them the dad of Carmella?
Mm-mm.
Don't
Didn't you
know.
guys
I
tell
thought
me?
I think he was like a low level tag
Eight-Ball?
team guy in there.
I remember
don't think-
Crush. Do
They
you
had a
remember
white
Crush?
guy
He was
named-
one of the guys.
They had a white guy named 8-Ball and a biker gang back
Yeah.
then. No, I didn't know what that meant back then.
And they were
but-
actually bikers with the Undertaker
Yeah, I
in real life.
I thought it was because he was bald. No, it's because of fucking heroin. 8-Ball. 8-Ball heroin.
8-Ball, I think, is cocaine.
I It can
Whatever.
It could be anything.
That's true.
8-ball.
It's whatever
Well,
I want
actually,
it
that's
to be.
true. Yeah,
Devin, you're straight edge. Calm down.
I know. All right. So with the recent call-ups of Cedric Alexander, Buddy Murphy, and obviously Ali earlier in the year,
Almost dead.
do these call-ups hinder 205 Live, or is this merely a chance to allow other talent to shine?
Give only Lorcan the title, please.
Didn't answer the question, you dick.
Yes, it makes it thinner, but it makes it better because only Lorcan can get a fucking title shot now.
Makes
It's a new era.
thinner, but they sign 17 people a day. Like,
Yeah.
we're next, I think.
I mean,
Well, maybe you guys, not me.
it makes it better. Like, I don't know. I see
It does. It's a win-win.
Trevor Lee maybe debuting. I mean, he's not. I don't see
It's
him going to
definitely,
NXT.
it's definitely a win-win.
Yeah,
He's in. Wait, you don't see him what?
starting off in NXT. I see him.
Trevor Lee?
Yeah, I see
I
him
think he
going-
should.
I think he should too, but I don't know.
He was good in the Indies, but I don't think he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it yet.
Guess where
Could,
he was before.
He doesn't
WWE.
have a gimmick.
Could Mike Kanellis possibly have a shot
He hasn't.
at winning?
He hasn't
Yes.
won yet.
Him
No,
and
but I'm
Maria
saying,
should be
like-
tag team champs somehow.
Yeah, right.
That was an awful
Jeez,
idea.
that is an awful idea.
Maria can't wrestle for shit.
Listen, don't say that.
She's royalty.
I don't care who she is. She should learn how to wrestle. You guys disagree.
All right, he can. No, she's terrible. But he,
She's terrible, but she's
I
royalty.
love Mike.
Yeah.
I know you guys love Mike because he trained you. That's nice.
Well, he trained Devin,
He
not
trained
me.
Devin. But
I met him and he was a nice guy.
I never met him. I never trained with him, but I'm sure he's a very nice guy. Very,
Oh, okay.
very nice man.
Yes, he is.
He probably keeps it pretty juicy.
Oh my God!
Assuming.
Stop. Anyway,
I'm
All right,
assuming.
anyways, let's talk about some matches here. So obviously, David Starr is going to be facing Jay Lethal in Israel. Who do you think is going to take this match?
David Starr.
all the way.
Now it's going to be David Starr because Jay Lethal doesn't have the title.
Lethal doesn't
Might
need
as well.
to win.
Might as well
True.
put. I mean, Starr's not in ROH though, right?
No, I think this is a separate promotion, I believe.
I'll look it up.
It's weird because I mean I know
Pretty sure it's Ring of
I know
Honor.
TNA does
Thought
the
it was,
crossover
too.
thing with smaller promotions, but if David Starr's not truly part of the ROH roster, I don't see him.
Yeah, Ring
being
of
put
Honor
up.
was promoting it with the world title in it, but now it's not there. So I would imagine it's Ring of Honor putting on the show.
Because it's Sinclair.
Yeah,
Oh well, there's I
There's
mean,
your answer,
but
yeah.
but David Starr's not a part of the roster though, right?
That's his. That's the storyline that he's going with though right now. Remember?
But has it been announced that he's signed with ROH?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think he's signed full time with them.
So is he gonna make a stable with?
I don't
Enzo
know.
and Cass?
Sammy Callahan might kill him before he gets to that point.
He has a title match against him too.
Yeah. AEW.
Yeah, no, AEW. Is it
It's not AEW.
AAW?
Yeah,
That's why I said AEW.
I think you
I
said
heard
AE.
AEW.
That's what I
said
heard, too.
Well, you heard a lot of things to AEW. You heard an E instead of
No,
an E.
the first time I was right.
No.
That time I was wrong. 50-50.
Did you see that promo that Sammy Callahan cut on?
Yeah,
Yeah, Brian sent it to us.
that was pretty good. I
Oh
liked
shoot,
it.
I forgot that.
I was convinced. You know, I got to tell you, man. I've seen Sammy Callahan live, and his wrestling style scares the shit out of me.
Really?
I don't know why. The guy looks super intense.
The last time me and Devin went to
I feel like he tries to kill people.
the last time me and Devin went to XWA show, he was beating the shit out of Paul London right in front of us. Threw a chair at his head.
Yeah. Do you remember?
I have the video on my
Do you
phone.
remember what Becca did?
Yeah, she said something to Paul London.
She walked over and started like patting his shoulder, and she was like, "You'll be okay." I was like, "Get out of the way, you fool!" Callahan's running in with chairs, and she's just like in the match.
Yeah.
Hey,
She
whatever.
got her hug, so she was happy.
I was like, "The fuck
Exactly.
are you doing?"
Paul London's
Her
the man
sweaty
too. I love Paul
Stressed
London.
me out.
Done. Protect your girl. Go
I
attack
know,
Sammy
right?
Callahan.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what I
not. I'm not standing in front of him.
But see, that's
Sorry,
what I'm
babe.
saying though. He scares the shit out of me, and I probably outweigh him. But still,
Yeah, but you don't. You know, he eats thumbtacks for breakfast. So.
that's what I'm saying.
And he drinks mop water.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you sicko!
All right, Matt Taven, his first title shot is
Title
against
defense.
title defense. That's true.
He's a champ,
Is against
Dad.
PCO.
Well,
Do you agree with PCO getting the first shot at
I
him?
don't know why. Why is he getting the title?
Because he got the pinfall.
Oh yeah, and the
I know.
six-man
Yeah,
tag or
six-man
whatever.
tag, yeah.
It's whatever. It's a throwaway.
So there's no chance of PCO winning.
It's in his hometown.
That's what I mean.
Oh, and well, statistically speaking, he's gonna lose then.
Yeah, I don't see PCO even winning. He'll probably like do a lot of
Good for him, but
big
like
moves.
Taven's been in so many like long, grueling matches. It's time for a nice 10, 12-minute slow.
Which is
hopefully
definitely what
PCO doesn't
PCO is
kill
going to
him
give him.
PCO's gonna do a Canadian Destroyer and win
on the apron or something. I mean, not that PCO's slow or anything, but I feel like this is
He's
gonna be
55.
a much. Yeah, that's nuts.
And he does the Frankenstein gimmick pretty well.
Yeah, don't they like revive him for his
Yeah,
entrance?
every match, yeah.
His entrance was really cool. At,
Yeah, it was. At G1.
Yeah, at G1, that was really cool.
I didn't see it.
Oh, it was amazing.
Fucking, what are you doing after we leave?
I guess watching it, Devin.
Good call.
No,
Right. All right, so that does it for the questions.
are you
It
sure?
is, yeah, I'm sure. It is time for the 5-star moment of the week.
5-star.
5-star. Devin, go ahead.
Can I go last?
Fine.
Ed, go ahead.
All right. Because I see how this is. Everybody's prepared except for me. Like,
I'm
prepared.
thinking about it now.
I'm
all
prepared.
right. Well, anyways, my 5-star moment or match of the week, because I'll say that,
Thank you.
is Buddy Murphy versus Velveteen Dream on NXT television. It was quite the match. If you haven't seen it, shame on you. Go and watch it.
Wow, you just saying
Because
that,
these guys-
looking right at me and saying.
Yeah, I
that.
know. I'm looking you right in the eyes, Devin.
He's keeping it juicy.
I'm looking away.
Devin, he's
It
keeping it
was.
juicy right now.
I'm keeping it super
we're
juicy.
Gonna both stare at you.
Yeah, right.
Stop with the juiciness.
It's so juicy.
But yeah, it's
Fucking hell.
they put on a clinic.
I'll watch it this week.
All right, my
And
5-star match of the week, the juiciest of the week, is a dark horse. It's Mike Kanellis versus Tozawa versus Grand Metalik versus Davari. It was a really good match for 205 Live. I enjoyed it.
what was that for? Was that number one contender?
No,
already?
it's
Nah,
just
just
a
a fatal
showcase
4-way
match.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who won?
Davari.
And I thought Mike was gonna win. I was like, oh my god. But then I thought to myself, where the hell is Davari right now?
Yeah, he just pushed him out of the way.
Yeah.
What happened was Kanellis was about to win. Metalik tried to break up the pin with a diving elbow. Mike moved out of the way and he hit Tozawa instead. And then Mike was about to go for a pin again, but Davari moved him out of the way and Davari got the pin.
Lame.
Yeah.
Davari's good though. They're all good.
Davari's been undefeated
In
for,
2019.
2019, so he'll probably be Tony Nese's next opponent.
Could
That's
be
interesting.
possible.
Nice is a face, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now he's.
But
the
it needs to be
underdog.
Oni Lorcan though.
Yeah, I agree.
He'll get his
come
time.
in,
He'll
'cause
get his time.
He just beat Cedric Alexander, so obviously.
Because
they
that would
believe in him.
like to be in all honesty, right? The matches I was choosing from was Dominic Dijakovic versus Luke Harper, Buddy Murphy versus Velveteen Dream, and Cedric Alexander versus Oni Lorcan. Those
Yeah,
were
those
the
were all
three,
great.
and you could have gone with any one of those three matches, and it would have been perfectly fine. But Buddy Murphy and Velveteen just brought it.
No Mandy Rose this weekend.
No, fuck Mandy Rose.
Oh,
But anyways,
That's your bay.
I know. Sorry.
My
no cameo from her.
Yeah, right.
my 5-star moment would be AJ getting drafted to Raw.
There you go.
That's
Very
like
happy.
a moment.
That was a moment.
Well, when we get AJ Rollins, you're gonna go, wow, Devin, you were right.
Devin, you didn't say 5-star moment.
What did I say?
You just said moment. How are we gonna know?
My 5-star moment
Okay, thank you.
of the week. AJ being drafted to Raw.
Thanks for keeping it juicy, Devin.
Go away. For like forever.
Right.
But
All right.
who other than Rollins, who do you think AJ's gonna put his best match against?
Andrade or Rollins?
I think
Other than Rollins,
Andrade.
Devin, come
Probably
on.
Rollins then.
Other than Rollins, Devin.
Have we seen? Let me question. Have we seen AJ versus Miz?
Yes.
Have we?
AJ punched him in the face and knocked his tooth out, bro.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Never mind.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
Come on,
Devin
man.
remembers his whole history.
Come on,
He
man.
probably remembers his TNA.
He was
ROH
giving him
run.
the phenomenal fury with the back fist, and Miz's tooth went right out.
Actually, here's a match
Also,
that I
they're
would
both
love to
faces,
see.
so relax.
For now.
Here's a match I would love to see. Aleister Black versus AJ Styles.
Oh, of course. Black versus
Ricochet.
any of them. Ricochet versus any of them.
Ugh.
Rollins, AJ versus
Ricochet
any of them.
versus Cedric Alexander.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Leo Rush versus Cedric Alexander.
Bingo.
Shout out to Leo Rush. He listens.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. Thank you,
He
Leo
kept it
Rush.
pretty juicy. He mentioned Juicy Josh. That was awesome.
He did say Juicy Josh, and I've never been more ashamed
That
of anything in my life.
That was awesome.
was probably my
That was
favorite moment of the whole thing.
That was a 5-star moment of the
And
week.
Juicy Josh.
Yeah.
It's
said
crazy he just did that for free.
Yeah.
I know, right?
He's so charismatic too. He's
He
so
was.
happy to say juicy. I was expecting him to say, cut the promo on Raw and be like, "Hey, keep it juicy." He
Can you
didn't.
imagine if he juicy dropped on Raw?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow. You would have been freaking
I would have
out.
exploded
You would have
everywhere.
juicy dropped your pants.
Would have juice everywhere.
All right. Well, that does it for us this
Perfect
week.
ending.
I know. We will see you guys next week for the unlucky episode 13. But until then,
And 13 could be lucky.
true. But until then, Josh,
Bumper Graves.
Juicy.
keep it juicy.
Keep it juicy. Keep it Josh. Keep it juicy, Josh.
Whatever. Just bye.
Bye.
Bye.